Steve here with Table Rock Tea Company. We are back in the greenhouse in my germination room, and I'm looking at the seedlings today, just checking in on them because we had an abnormal cold snap last night. Got down to 19 degrees, I think, after being nice and warm, so wanted to check on these. Didn't do any external heat source, but took some precautions, and I'll show you what those were. But first, let's take a look at these plants. I think they came through quite well. These seedlings right here, if they had been frozen, if they actually made it down to 32 degrees, you would see a lot of withered tips, browning, frostbite, basically. That's it. And these are all doing really great. So, like I said, we didn't do a whole lot different. Our germination room, of course, these bins have polycarbonate tops, so those are a mini greenhouse that are inside of another greenhouse. This one has a vent on the top, and we just close that off, and then we've got two manual vents here on either side in the door, and we close those off. And then of course you have the greenhouse inside the greenhouse, so it's really like a triple insulated kind of thing. So we just kind of check through whenever we have a frost, but essentially what we did was close down all of the ridge vents up here, all the side vents, and kept the heat in with a nice sunny day. Even though it was cold, the temperature in here got up to probably about 85. So that carried through the night, which leads me to a little bit of a pro tip for you. If you're looking at greenhouses, it is best to pack greenhouses or have them totally empty. We've got a few shelves open here since we've been planting for the season, but the reason that you want to keep things packed, and particularly in cold weather, is for what's called mass heating. So essentially all these pots become these little tiny heat batteries, and what happens is during the day the sun's going to heat these up, it'll heat all the soil in them, and then as it cools off at night, these things will continue to radiate heat out. It's kind of like when you put a brick in an oven, and then, you know, the old timers used to throw it into their bed to keep their bed warm, you know, or a rice pack that you put in there, that kind of thing. So just kind of something to think about. There are actually books on how to make mass heaters for your house. People make them out of Adobe and things like that. But anyway, I think we did pretty good in here. Like I said, no external heat source, just a matter of buttoning down all of the vents and getting that in time so that the material, like all of this, becomes a mass. Anything in here will start radiating off heat at night. So let's see what we got. Temperature wise, it's 40 outside, and we're looking at almost 80 degrees. So I think we did pretty well. Another case in point too, if you're expecting freezing conditions, any lines that you've got, especially hard pipe, make sure you drain that, because you don't want those freezing and cracking. So yeah, a lot to think about in a greenhouse. I'm not a huge fan of them. But anyhow, looks like everything made it through the freeze okay. That should be the last of it for the year, and hopefully we're on smooth sailing into spring. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned to see what else is brewing here at Table Rock Tea Company.